All right, everybody, Skrape, Punkass, Fight Now TV. We're at Grappler's Quest, UFC Fan Expo, and we got a first-time competitor in Grappler's Quest. Our man, our boy, Mike Straka. What's up, Straka?
What's up? It's come full circle, huh, guys? Full circle.
It's kind of crazy. And, Punkass and I have been doing Grappler's Quest with Charles back in, like, what, 98, 99?
Yeah, I was just talking to Brian, the guy that runs Grappler's Quest. He was saying, remember that time I pulled up next to you and you were sleeping in the car because you didn't have the money to get a hotel room in New York? So you slept in the car all night and then did the show that day? He goes, that was crazy, man.
Straka, what weight division you going at?
I'm in the cruiserweight. I weighed in at 182. It was supposed to be 180. And, I spent the whole day in the sauna yesterday. It didn't really help
Find
much.
a catch weight?
It don't matter. That's okay. Straka's going to go in and beat everybody. He'll go at heavyweight and beat everybody.
Yeah, right. I've only got like 3 months of BJJ under my belt with Renzo Gracie. And even at that, it's like twice a month. You guys keep me working too hard, Yeah.
And that's all right. You can do a little bit of competing, lots of work, some training, lots of work, some training. That's all right. That's how we work.
Yeah,
well,
we should grapple more in the office.
We should, actually.
Yeah, we should set up.
We should have like a Dana White, the Fertitta clause where they have to fight each other and grapple.
The argument?
Yeah.
An argument?
But I just want to say I'm representing the new compression gear, which,
It looks good on you.
And these are the old shorts, by the way. These are the old board shorts.
Yeah, those are.
These are the legit.
Those for a while.
Yeah, I've had these for a while.
All right, man. Cool, Straka. Go out there, have some fun, represent.
Thanks, bro.
George Santiago's a guy that I need to beat to get one step closer to a title shot.
Since we last saw him in the UFC. He has really done some tremendous work over in Japan.
Welcome back to the MMA Experience. I'm Mike Straka. Joining me now is Brian Cimins from Grappler's Quest. And UFC Fan Expo has really put Grappler's Quest on the map, or vice versa. You've been around for a lot longer than the Fan Expos have, but people love to come for the experience of not just meeting all their favorite fighters, but also grappling in front of their favorite fighters. When did you start?
Our event actually started in 1998. It was my senior project in college, and we took it from there. It was a fringe sport for years. There were states that, just similar to mixed martial arts, that didn't allow the sport to actually be to occur in their state. Even Pennsylvania, up until 3-4 years ago, was giving promoters like myself trouble. The sport itself is just grown dramatically. The UFC and all these great shows, people like you that get on TV and help us get exposure, is huge. I mean, you got guys like, you have John Jones watching Grappler's Quest. Brandon Vera was there all day yesterday. It's such an honor. These guys have come up through our organization, and they still pay that homage. The fact that the UFC brought us on board is a huge tribute to our efforts. It's an honor, it's a privilege. And now you get kids that are able to compete in the same venue that all their favorite fighters are. So the experience is beyond what any other sport has ever provided for the fan. So.
How many different divisions do you have in Grappler's Quest? I mean, I know there's dozens, but can you break it down for the people who may not know?
Absolutely. We have our youth divisions are broken down between 6 and under, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 to 15, and 16 and 17. That's our youth age range. We have women, men, which is 18 plus. We have executives, which is 30 to 39, and then masters, which are 40 plus. Now, we're adding directors next year, which is 50 plus. We're all getting older, We're all getting older, and it's nice to be able to compete against guys your own age, not have all the crazy twisting leg locks, because, you got to walk to work tomorrow. You got to go up there to, you got to go up to New York City and go to your authentic brands and do your thing. You want to be able to not limp into work. So it's a kind of a differentiator. It allows regular, weekend warriors like us to be able to compete and have a great experience.
Well, that does remind me, and it brings me to, I competed for the first time in the Masters division yesterday, white belt, no gi. It was the first time I've ever done it, and I got to tell you, the guy that I was against was a sweetheart of a guy. He was just there to have fun too, and I had a great experience. I'm not just saying that because I loved it, and I just thank you so much for doing that. Now, when you have the business side, because it is about business, it is about making money, and have you seen the sponsors grow for your event?
Yes.
And how quickly has it grown since the Fan Expos have started?
I would say the Fan Expo is our highest profile exposure. The UFC actually just approved a DVD that we're going to be doing. This is the best of Grappler's Quest at UFC Fan Expo 2009 to 2011. It's going to be a release on iTunes and a physical DVD product. I mean, exposure like that is unprecedented. So our sponsorships we're finalizing some stuff with some pretty big guys, some pretty people that are good and family oriented to us. Companies coming back that have been with us since the beginning. It's awesome. Fight Now TV has been wonderful. The fact that they are the first main network to put grappling on the national stage and get our super fighters and our amateurs worldwide exposure. It really is the beginning days of the complete change. It's a tipping point of the sport.
Now, let's talk about the super fights real quick. I mean, you've got big names, and you just had one just now. Tell me about how do you make those matches? And I saw Joe Silva and Sean Shelby watching. So these guys are learning too. As you bring up as you make matches, they're learning as well.
It's awesome. I mean, guys like Bill Cooper is a perfect example. Bill Cooper has been with our organization since he was 14 years old. And he won enough tournaments, won a bunch of pro super fights, and got a shot at Joe Daddy Stevenson at UFC Fan Expo 2009 back in Vegas. He ended up beating him in impressive fashion and signed a 5-fight deal with Strikeforce, which is now owned by the UFC. I mean, just to see that's the perfect example of an opportunity through showing the excitement of submission grappling. And you get guys like TJ Waldberger. The guy just fought 3 weeks ago. He had the most submission attempts in the history of the UFC, any UFC fight, in 14 submission attempts. Dynamic, exciting, the new breed of submission MMA fighters. There's a new breed, and the Grappler's Quest has been a proving ground for a lot of these guys. I mean, Gilbert Melendez, the Diaz brothers, Brandon Vera, Matt Hughes, BJ Penn, these guys started in our organization, and they built, all the guys from Jackson's camp, they built their resume and their confidence just like wrestlers did in high school and college on the Grappler's Quest scene. And we've had almost 200 events in 12 or 14 years. So these guys have had 10, 15 events a year, opportunity to challenge themselves. Some guys are still UFC champions, and they'll come out and challenge themselves on the mat. That will be the key differentiator in showing you never want to get tested in grappling in the center of the octagon. You do not want to have that guy hold you down for the first time and he's about to elbow you in the face and you cannot move. That pressure, that excitement, and without getting hit, the guys can go against better grapplers and then they can hang in the octagon with anyone. And you've seen that. You'll see. I mean, guys like the next generations, the Bill Coopers, the TJ Waldbergers, these guys will be, submission grappling will be, I think, 60 to 70% finish rate of matches in the coming years. It's going to change the game, and as I said, right now is a tipping point for grappling.
It's not all about knockouts, right?
Knockouts are awesome. I mean, I'm a huge boxing fan as well. I mean, I love kickboxing. I did kickboxing for many years. But, I mean, the grappling, it's so exciting to see. I mean, just like as a knockout, it's that ultimate stop. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it can be an equalizer at any point in the match. No matter how much the guy's getting pounded, he can triangle the guy. He might even get slammed from the triangle and the guy still goes out. And to see that, it's just one of those other knockout power concepts of we can end the match at any time, knockout, submission. And I'm glad, more important than anything, is seeing like the crowds of pride in the past. For years, they would hit the ground and the crowd would be quiet. They'd come up crazy submission attempts, the crowd would go wild. They understood the sport from their heritage, from their judo, from their Japanese jiu-jitsu and other sports, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And now the American crowds, like 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, it started changing. I've been at UFCs. I mean, Bruce Buffer was talking about it yesterday. I don't remember the number, but it was the smallest event in history of UFC in Louisiana, right before Zuffa bought the company. And there was 1,200 people in the crowd. And when the guys hit the ground, the things I heard, I felt hard. I didn't know what to do. Like, you sat there and people are saying, very inappropriate things, very disrespectful things, yelling at them, stop laying on each other, all that stuff. That's done. The sport has evolved. The fans have evolved, and events like ours and the UFC the UFC is the smartest brand in the world. If I was the owner of the Yankees, I'd go, why not a Yankee Fan Expo? No other sport offers that one-on-one contact like the UFC does with
the Yankees, what they did, they have these stupid cruises. You got to pay like $10,000 to go on a cruise with Derek Jeter. And like, you think Derek Jeter wants to be on a cruise with you? No, he doesn't.
And they lost. I'm sorry, I'm a Yankee fan, it stunk. But what I'm saying is they knew, I love the fact that the fans were first. The fans are first with the UFC, and the fans are first with our sport, with Grappler and Grappler's Quest as well. We want people to be able to enjoy the sport. There's a lot of rule changes. There's a lot of boring aspects of grappling events of past. We had to evolve as well. Get it more exciting, get it TV ready, get it Fight Now TV ready, I like that. And make it exciting and presentable to the average fan. It has to be understandable.
Now, one last question before I let you go. What age should children start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappling?
I think the younger, they're actually teaching, I think the greatest example of this is they're teaching a lot of underprivileged children Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The constant contact, I think 4 years old, for 4 years old. Now, the instructor's responsibility is to segment out the submissions from the chokes, from the arm bars. You don't want to have a kid choke another kid out. So in my school, when I owned a couple schools back in the day when I was an instructor, we wouldn't teach chokes until the kids were 9 or 11. It's all the responsibility of the instructor. It's such a great sport. The contact, the ability to teach a child how to end a potential struggle without having to strike somebody and do serious damage. It just shows. I mean, it is the gentle art. And if you can have, I was doing a leadership speech. We're one of our national organizations is autismradio.org, and we do a speech to the kids. They're leaders, and they're tough kids, and they can stand up for other kids. We want the kids to be better and show people how to be leaders, and by example of like helping out underprivileged children. And it's, to me, like that shows the growth of the sport, not just of skill set, but they're growing as people, as martial artists, which I love to see.
All right, this is Brian Cimins from Grappler's Quest. If you want to find out more about Grappler's Quest, go to grapplersquest.com. I'm Mike Straka. This has been the MMA Experience. Thanks for watching.